I had so much fun creating this little kid's book nook. I think you're going to love it too. I'll show you exactly how I did it. I got this cute little end table, but it had some damage. When I tried to repair it, I had some trouble getting it to look just like I wanted. So I decided we had to do something different about it. I was very sad that the top was not able to be salvaged, but I am pretty glad to have the opportunity to try and build one of these little book nooks. So I sanded it completely, and then I used a Zinsser primer in the color gray on the whole of the body and on the drawers. So after that, I took off the top and I made a little damaged spot there. And you can see the structure here on the inside that I am just going to build just right into to put our little bench seat in. So I was able to use kind of the existing structure. I found this piece of plyboard pretty inexpensively. I think it's the 1/2 inch width, and I was able to cut all the pieces out that I need to build on the inside of our bench. Then I took this wood filler and filled in all the gaps after I secured the plyboard down with wood screws. And after I let this dry, I was able to sand it all down, and it was ready to also be primed in that Zinsser primer. Did you know that you can buy custom paint samples of really high quality paint or pretty inexpensively for small projects like this? And you don't have to buy a whole gallon or quart even of the one that you want. Just buy a sample size, and this was plenty of paint for this small project, and I had some left over to do another project possibly if I decide to in the same color. And I think maybe it'd be cute to do some picture frames on the wall or something to match. But I love this soft pink color. It's not too girly, but it's just the right color of pink. At the fabric store, I found this perfect coordinating fabric, and I also picked up the cushion material, which is a pretty high density foam, and it was the 1 inch thick. So I cut that to be the pieces that I need for the inside of the bench, and then I wrapped it in. You could do, I think it's a upholstery lining, but I decided to repurpose a old mattress cover that I had, and I made sure it was clean first, and I decided to use that to save some money, and just measuring to make sure everything's a perfect fit. Then I did hand sew the lining on the cushions, because this is the inside. It didn't have to be super neat and tidy, but I did want it to be secure, and I did make sure to clip the edges to be sure it wasn't too bunched up on the ends or anything. So it was a lot of sewing, but finally I was able to put that fabric on. And it was so satisfying. I made sure to tuck in the ends, and I also hand sewed the edges there. And if I had to do it again, I might recommend using a fabric glue and just hiding those seams on the inside of the bench, because it would probably have saved me a whole lot of time. Now I've seen people do the tops of these a little bit differently, but I decided I want this armrest to be extra soft and cushiony. So I did kind of just put more cushion on there. The final step is to glue the cushions to the inside of the bench. And I just used regular wood glue for this. And I spread it all along the inside, used a paintbrush to move it around and cover the whole surface, all along the bottom, and don't forget the sides and the back as well. Then make sure all of the seams are towards the inside so you can't see them. Put the bottom down first, and then I decided to do the sides and then the back. And I had to get creative when thinking of a way to keep the cushion secure while the glue dried. So I just smushed some books in there to keep it nice and tight.
What do you think of the snowflakes?
I want to eat it like cotton candy.
I finished up by adding some pretty shelf paper to the inside of the drawers, and then I added a cushion to the top of the drawer that I wasn't putting in the bench, and I added some caster wheels to the bottom so that it could kind of wheel around, and you can actually remove the cushion to have a little bit more storage for your books or whatever you need. So I thought it turned out really sweet, and I just really love this project.